Hello, my dear friends and fellow developers. Welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to continue our journey in which we are discussing different topics related to our LWC framework. In our last session, we have discussed how we can render a list in our HTML template. So for that purpose, LWC has provided us with two directives, namely for each and iterator. We have also discussed different use cases or examples how to implement both directives. We have also came up across the special properties of iterator like first index and last index, so that based on the certain criteria, we can apply some styling if need basis or some other operations. So we'll continue our journey and let's see what's stored for our today's session. So today we will discuss how we can render an HTML conditionally. So whenever you will develop your LWC component, you will come across a scenario where you want to display or hide certain components or code segment based on some condition. So to accomplish that scenarios, LWC has provided us with the directives, namely LWC if, else if, and LWC else. And the major thing, or you can say major point, which needs to be known over here is like it has to be embedded in template tag. So that is first criteria which we should need to take care of. The second thing is like it basically binds property to a template. So what it means is like we already discussed what binding means. So basically here it uses that binding property to evaluate which statement it has to be execute. One interesting thing which we need to take into consideration is like this evaluation of property works on true and false value. So what it will do is like this is a new concept of ECMAScript which will check whether the particular value is a valid value or not. So valid in the sense it will not only checks for true and false. Let's suppose if you are passing a string to this property. So let's suppose if that string is empty string, so that will be also considered as false value. So this is one thing which we should uh, take into consideration, that it always works with true and false value, not only in true and false. This is one thing. Now let's see one example or one syntax how the HTML conditionally we can render like with the help of LWC if and else if. So basically in right hand side we have property 1 and property 2 that was used in LWC if, LWC else if, and LWC else directive. So now what we will do whenever this template will render in our web browser. So first it will check whether property 1 is true or not. If it is true, it will display statement 1. Now let's suppose property 1 is false and property 2 is true, then it will show our statement 2 in our HTML template, or you can say in our web browser. Now let's suppose if both property 1 and property 2 is false, then it will simply go to else block and then it will go to HTML statement number 3. So basically with the help of LWC if and else if, we can achieve this if else if scenario, or you can say else if else ladder, which every programming language offer to us. So we can do the same over here also. So here is basically one example how we can use this in our real life scenario. So basically in HTML, we have used the property name as is template one. Based on this property, we will define which statement to be shown. Like we will show this is template one, or this is not template one, this is template two. So in JS, we have defined the property as false. So this is a kind of hard coded value, but in real life scenario, this can be evaluated with the help of getter or some condition. So that value will be taken over here, and then the processing will happen. So for this code snippet, when we will render this component in our web browser, so what it will do, it will check what is the value of each template one. So we have given it as a false. So that means it will skip this statement. It will simply go to statement number else, which is LWC else. So it will simply take this. This is not template one. This is template two, and this is how it will be shown in the UI. So this is one code snippet or basic example how we can make use of LWC if and LWC else in our LWC framework. So now let's move one step ahead and see one advanced concept. So in so far we have discussed like how we can render a HTML code snippet or component in our LWC with the help of LWC. So now what if we want to replace the entire HTML itself? Is it possible? Yes, it is possible with the help of render method. So basically, this is one of the lifecycle hook which is provided by LWC. So what it does is like it returns the valid HTML template which will be used in our LWC component. So what it will do, let's go to our example. So basically what we are doing, we have one.html and two.html in our same directory of this LWC component, and we are importing it. Now what we are doing in render method, we are simply running the template value based on our condition. So far here we have given like show template to as false. So what it will do, it will take template one, which is one.html, and it will be shown in our uh, web browser. So this is how we can render template also if we want to show, or we can say if we want to replace the entire template altogether. So these are the some of the key pointers with the help of which we can define like how we can render a certain specific HTML component, or we can render entire HTML altogether. So if you have watching so far, I will really appreciate if you like and share my content. It will really help me, or you can say motivate me to make more videos like it. And if you have any doubts, please comment the doubts in your comment section. I will go through all your comments and I will try to clarify the doubts if it is not solved in this particular video. Thank you very much.